Hey, my name's Chloe with Go Chloe Pilates, and I'm so excited to be back for good moves with Well and Good. Today, I'm going to take you through a 20-minute Pilates workout that's suitable for beginners. Let's get started. We are going to start on hands and knees. So bring yourself over. We're going to stretch out the body a little bit to start. So hands are going to come underneath your shoulders and your knees right underneath your hips, and really spread your fingers wide here, like take up space underneath your hands. You're going to take a big breath in and arch through your back. Look up towards the ceiling. And as you breathe out, nod your chin to your chest and round the spine, really pressing the mat away from you as you do. So we're going to breathe in to arch through the back, look up towards the ceiling. And then breathe out to round the spine, tuck your chin towards your chest. With each movement, see if you can get a little bit further. So breathing in to arch the back. See if you can slide your shoulder blades down your back like they're sliding into your back pockets. And breathe out to round the spine, really pressing the mat away from you. We're going to do one more like that. Breathing in to arch. And breathing out to round. And then find about the halfway point between those two positions. So this is what we call our neutral spine position. I want you to think about pushing into the hands and really lifting the chest like you're pushing the mat away from you. You're going to draw the belly button in towards the spine, step 1 foot back behind you, tuck those toes under, and then step the other foot behind you, and you're going to find yourself in a plank position. Now, you can drop to your knees here. If that feels better for you, that's totally fine. Otherwise, we're up onto the toes, and we're just going to hold it here. Think about the heart shining forward, the belly button drawing into the spine, and just hold it there for one big breath in. And as you breathe out, lift your hips and press yourself up. So you're in like a downward dog position, and you can melt the heels in towards the mat a little bit here. Keep the fingers spread really wide. We're going to lift the heels and we're going to hold them up there. We're going to hinge the body forward back into that plank position. Chest is lifted, and then we're going to lift the hips back up into that down dog, sort of that piped position up towards the ceiling. So we're going to breathe in, hinge the body forward. If you need to drop to your knees, you can. Breathe out, lift those hips back up towards the ceiling, and then keep working through that. Inhaling into that plank, heart shining forward. Exhaling to lift up, and we're really just warming up the whole body here, the shoulders, the core muscles, the legs, everything is working here to help us. And just find a pace that feels good for you and it feels good for your body. Take breaks whenever you need. You can always do that. We're going to go for a couple more like this. Lifting those hips and coming forward. We're going to do one more like that. Lift. Coming forward into that plank, and then we're going to drop the knees, drop them all the way down, untuck your toes, and just sit yourself back to your heels. Into a child's pose. Allow your head to relax down in towards the mat here, and take a big breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. Letting it go. We're going to come forward again. We're going to set ourselves up again for another plank. So press into those hands again. Lift through that chest. Push the mat away from you a lot, but have the tiniest bend in your elbows. It's so small you can hardly see it, but it's there. We're going to step back again. This time the feet are going to come a little bit wider. So about hip width distance apart, either up on the toes or again down onto the knees. And we're going to try something here. We're going to do a shoulder tap. You're going to take your left hand, try and tap it to your right shoulder. Place it down, and then the other side. Tap, place it down. Now the goal here is to keep those hips from swaying side to side. See how you go. See if you can do it. It's a nice little challenge. You can drop the knees down and do a kneeling variation if that feels better for you. Always doing something that feels good for your body. See if you can make no sound as the hand comes down onto the mat beneath you. We're going to keep it going, keep it going. Got a few more here. Lift the back of the neck up nice and high. Stay with it. We'll go one more on each side. And then we're going to drop the knees down. Good job. And sit yourself back. Hold it there in that child's pose. Take a deep breath in. And out. And then you can walk those hands in. Lift yourself up, and we're going to swing the legs through and come and lay down onto our back. So feet are going to be flat, knees are going to be bent, just like that. And we're going to set ourselves up in what we call a neutral spine. So we just want to have a natural curve in our low back. So there's just a little bit of space between the low back and the mat as we do this. From here, take your hands, interlace your fingers and bring them behind the back of your head so that your thumbs point down the back of the neck, and then curl your head and your chest up. Now, I want you to curl up as high as you can before you feel like that little bit of space underneath your lower back wants to flatten. So keep that little bit of space alive and then slowly lower back down. We're going to exhale to curl the head and the chest up. We're going to inhale to lower. And as you do this, see if you can think about pulling your belly button in towards your spine. So you're finding this deep connection to your core muscles as you curl and as you lower. The head is almost relaxing into the hands as you do that. And each time you lift up, I want you to think about the middle of your chest, your sternum, lifting up towards the thighs. This is going to really help to get your abdominals working and helping with that movement. We'll go for 3 more like this. And 2. 1 more like that. You're going to curl the head and the chest up, and I want you to hold it there. Now, think about pressing the head a little bit back into the hands and the hands into the head. So you've got this cradle of support for the head and the neck. And then we're going to float the legs to tabletop. We're going to pull the left leg to tabletop. We're going to pull the right leg to tabletop and then bring the legs a little bit closer together. Now, stay in that curl up if you can. Keep the head pressing gently back into the hands. The left leg is going to slowly lower away from us and then just lift it up. Start small. The right leg is going to slowly lower away and then pull back up. And we're going to keep alternating. We inhale as the leg falls away. We exhale to pull it back into tabletop. Other side. Inhale as the leg falls away. Exhale to lift it back to tabletop. And we want to lower the leg as far as we can before we still feel like we start to lose that control, before we feel like that low back even wants to start to arch, and then we use the abdominals to pull that leg back up into tabletop. If you need to do this with your head down, go for it. That's totally fine if that feels better for your body. Maybe your toes reach all the way down towards the mat. Maybe they don't. You might really feel those abdominals working. I can feel mine working and shaking. We'll keep it going. We're here for another 3. And 2. 1 more like that. And then lower the feet down one at a time. Drop the head all the way down. Just let your knees rock from side to side so that you can just loosen out through the hips and through the low back. All the way over one way, all the way over the other way. All right, and then lift those legs back up towards the ceiling. We're going to take the hands back behind the head, interlace the fingers. We're going to curl that head and chest back up. Again, finding that deep curl position. 1 by 1, float your legs to tabletop. 1 and 2. This time we're going to stay up, but we're going to find a leg extension. Exhale as you kick that leg out to a high diagonal, and then inhale to fold it in. And then the right leg. Exhale to reach it out away from you. Inhale to fold it in. And we're going to keep swapping side to side. Exhale to reach. Inhale to fold. Exhale to reach. Other side. Inhale to fold. Now stay in that curl up. The lower the leg extends down towards the mat, the harder it's going to be to control. So I want you to extend to a point that feels challenging for your body, but you still feel like you can control it. So you should feel the muscles really working, but you should always feel like you are in control of the movement. Exhale to reach. Inhale, fold it in. Keep it going. Inhale to fold. We're still here for a few more. You can keep those toes pointed. If you feel better with a flexed foot, that's also fine. Go for it. Stay curled up. Keep those shoulders lifted right up off the mat beneath you. We're almost there. Keep it going. Keep it going. And in. Exhale to reach. Inhale to fold. We're going to be here for 4 and 3 and 2. Last one here. And then drop the head down. Pull your legs into your chest and just rock from side to side. All right, from here, you're going to roll all the way over onto your side. So roll yourself over. And I want you to line yourself up with the middle of the mat. So you're right in the center of the mat. That lower arm's going to extend away from you so that you've got something to support your head, but you can also use a pillow or a block if you've got that close by. We're going to bend the knees and slide the feet back to the middle of the mat as well so that the head, your butt, and your heels are all in one long line. Now, we're all the way on our sides. I want you to think about lifting the lower rib cage away from the mat. So you're creating a bit of space through that lower waist. We're going to lift the feet up so that they're in line with the top hips. Squeeze the heels together and we're going to spiral open that top knee. This is called a clam exercise. We're going to breathe in to lower the leg down and you're going to breathe out to lift up. Now the goal here is to keep the body stacked all the way on our side. So as we open that leg towards the ceiling, we're not allowing the body to rock onto our backs. If anything, think about pushing that top hip forward slightly. That's really going to keep the stack of the hips and isolate the work into that butt cheek at the top. Good, really nice. Think about drawing the rib cage in, the belly button hugging in towards the spine. So we keep this control through our center and we isolate the movement to the hip. You should start to feel it, and if you don't, you will soon, I promise. We're going to be here for 2. 1 more like that. Lift it up. Now we're just going to go halfway down. You go halfway down with the leg, and then all the way back up. Breathe in as you lower halfway down. Breathe out to lift all the way up. See if you can squeeze your heels together a little bit more so you actually feel that pinching together of the heels. That's going to help you to get even more activation through those glute muscles. And you should feel it. We're going to be here for another 3 and 2. 1 more like that. All right, we lift it up. Now we're going to get a little fancy. We're going to lower the leg down. We're going to lift it up. We're going to hold it there and we're going to take a kick. You're going to kick the leg out away from you, bend it in and then lower it all the way down. So we open the leg, we kick, we bend, we lower. We open, we kick, we bend, we lower. Spiral that thigh and that knee open towards the ceiling as much as you can so that you feel this deep rotation from your hip, all while keeping the pelvis stacked. Make sure you extend that leg all the way out away from you. We keep it going, we keep it going. We're almost there. We're going to go for another 3 and 2. Last one. Kick it out. Hold it up there. Drop the bottom foot down and just give me 10 little lifts up. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bend it in and drop it all the way down. Roll onto your back. We're going to give that a quick stretch before we do the other side. So roll onto your back and take that leg that we just worked, take it up and over the opposite thigh. You can either stay here and just open out that knee or take your hands, thread them through to the back of the leg and pull that shape in towards your chest. So you feel a nice stretch through the outside of that hip. Hold it there, pull it in towards your chest, but keep your tailbone really heavy and think about that knee opening out away from you. We're going to hold it here. Take 2 more breaths. 1 more deep breath in and out. All right, you can let that go. We're going to flip over and do the other side. So spin yourself around and come and lay all the way down onto your side. So you can extend that bottom arm away from you, drop the head all the way down. You're going to bend your knees, but make sure you slide your feet back so that they're in line with your spine or in line with your body, all right? All the way on your side, make sure your head is fully relaxed down. We're going to take the feet, we're going to lift them up, but at the same time, think about that lower rib cage and that lower waist drawing away from the mat beneath you and find a connection into your abdominals and into your core at the same time. So belly button draws in towards the spine. Take that top hand onto your hip and then we're going to spiral open from here. Exhale to open, inhale to lower down. Actively squeezing those heels together. And breathe. Make sure you breathe. That's the most important part. Exhale to open, inhale to lower. Keep it going and then we start to focus on keeping that stack of the pelvis. So as we spiral that leg open towards the ceiling, we want to make sure that the hips are staying stacked, we're actively squeezing those heels together. So like really pinch them together so that you feel that work, that increase in the work into your butt. Think like the back pocket of your jeans. That's where I want you to feel it. And a bit around the side as well. Open out and lower. Keep it going. We're going to be here for another 3 and 2. One more like that. Open it out. Hold up there. We're going to go halfway, lower halfway down, and then lift all the way up, keeping the stack of the pelvis. Inhale halfway down. Exhale all the way up. Hopefully you should feel something happening now. I certainly do. Lot of work happening in that glute muscle. This sort of exercise is so good, not just for the muscles around the hips, but also for the stability of your knees and also to support your low back. So if you've ever had any issues with any of those parts of your body, this is a great exercise to help to build stability for that part of your body. We're here for 3 and 2. Okay, one more like that. Here's where it gets fancy. We're going to lower the knee all the way down. We lift it all the way up. We're going to kick it out. One kick, one bend, and lower it down. So we spiral it open. We kick, we bend, we lower. Now I feel it. Open, kick, bend, lower. Remember, you can always take breaks whenever you need. That's always there for you. Don't be ashamed to take a break. I think it's the most important thing to listen to your body and what you need. But if you're still with me, keep it going. We're almost there. We are going to be here for another 3 like this. And 2. Oh yeah, last one. We're going to kick it out. We're going to hold it out. Drop the bottom foot down and we just do 10 little lifts up and down. 10, 9, 8, 7, almost there. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bend it in. Whew, drop it all the way down. All right, let's give that leg a stretch. So roll yourself onto your back. Take that ankle, cross it over the opposite thigh, and you might stay here just pushing the knee out away from you, or take your hands, thread them through to the back of the opposite thigh and pull that shape in towards your chest so you get a nice stretch into the outside of the hip. Keep your head relaxed down, your shoulders relaxed down, and just pull the shape in nice and close, keeping the tailbone really heavy. And you're going to hold it here. You're going to take 2 big breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth. Really nice. One more like that. Big breath in and out. Letting it go. You can place those feet down, uncross them. So we're laying on our backs. Just relax your shoulders down. Have your feet about hip width distance apart. And we're just going to finish with a couple of bridges here. So I want you to press really firmly into the feet, the heels, the toes, the balls of the feet. Really press down and then drive through the feet and lift the hips up into a bridge position. Feeling that work into the backs of the legs. So glutes and hamstrings, everything's sort of working to help you lift. It's not about how high you lift here. So make sure you scoop the tailbone under. That's going to help support the low back a little bit more. And then we're just going to drop straight back down. Exhale to lift the hips up. Inhale to lower. And I want you to think about all the different muscles that you've worked in this little workout. We've worked through the core muscles. We've worked through the sides of those hips a lot. We've worked through the shoulders. They're now melting down, and everything is really helping you here and working together to get you better activation through the muscles to improve your form and improve that bridge. Good. Just moving through that, feeling that work through the back of the body. And at the same time, we're getting this gentle opening through the front of the hips, which get really tight for most of us, especially if we spend a lot of time sitting down at a desk, which we generally do. We're going to keep it going for another just 5 like this. And 4. And 3. Last 2. Last one. Lift it up and then roll your body all the way down. Give yourself a big hug. Pull those knees in towards your chest. And then you can just rock yourself all the way up into a seated position. And that is it. You are all done. Well done on completing that 20-minute Pilates workout. If you want more, make sure you subscribe to Well+Good, and you can check out my YouTube channel as well. It's Pilates with GoClo, and I'll see you soon.